Hey, what's up, guys? It's Andrew from GaragebandProfessional.com. Today I'm going to answer the question, can GarageBand be used professionally? And right away, I'm just going to say yes. The reason why I say that is because, simply put, I mean, some of the biggest names in the game have done it. Um, T-Pain has done it. Grimes. Apparently, Justice, there's an electronic producer duo. I think they're from France. And they produce one of my favorite albums on GarageBand, Cross. And it's funny. I read their interview, or I read an article from the Rolling Stone, and they're mentioned in passing in the article, and they say about how people are always really surprised when they find out that they made the album entirely on GarageBand. And I mean, it makes total sense why you can use it this way. I mean, because really the difference between Logic Pro and GarageBand, like there's not that many differences. Essentially, Logic Pro X is just kind of, it has the same functions, but the functions are a bit deeper and they're a little bit more sophisticated and they have more parameters. So for instance, I screenshotted the Logic Pro compressor right here. And you can see right away, like if you ever look at the GarageBand default compressor, it's far less sophisticated than this. Like here, I'll scroll down to it right now. There. I mean, there's only 4 parameters on the default compressor. Now, a lot of people, they tend to think that you can't even download plugins in GarageBand, but I mean, yes, you can. You can download all kinds of plugins. I mean, I do it all the time. So I mean, it has all the things available in it that you can use. It has EQ and compression, automation. I mean, you can record a ton of different tracks. It has MIDI. It has a quantizer function. It has you can mix in mono. I mean, it has so much stuff that is can be used. I just feel like it's unquestionable that it can be used professionally. Um, Now maybe there's a certain point where you need more functionalities to be able to manipulate audio better. Um, I'm not at that point yet. I haven't gotten to the point where I honestly need Logic Pro. I feel like maybe someday I'll go out and I'll get it. But for now, I mean, I'm just kind of mastering GarageBand and just trying to really make the best out of this software, and hopefully I can help other people learn as well. But anyway, I guess we have some time yet, so I'll talk about a few things. Like, for instance, this has been mentioned by others before, but the song Umbrella by Rihanna, apparently it uses a loop, the Vintage Funk Kit '03 loop, and it's at 90 beats per minute. I wrote about this in my article at garagebandprofessional.com. And some of the other names that I read from the Rolling Stone articles are Usher. He's had some songs on GarageBand. Grimes, Steve Lacy, Juliana Barwick, George Pringle, and as I said before, Justice. And I mean, as I wrote about in the article, it's like the kind of capabilities that people had access to back in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and before, even up until the 90s. Like, they didn't have the capabilities that we have now. I mean, for instance, if you wanted to overdub a track, you had to actually, you know, do it a bunch of times, and it had to literally be like taped over. And it was actual an analog recording. It was actual tape that you would tape over. And now you just hit a button and it's all digital, and it's all so streamlined and quick and convenient. And I mean, with quantizing and all this stuff, it's like we have access to a software that people would dream about in the 60s. And I mean, people that were professional musicians in the 60s, they didn't have software like this. So I hope you kind of see my point. My point is that, like, you can definitely make a hit song using this. I mean, and I wrote about this in the beginning of the article. I mentioned the song Old Town Road from Lil Nas X. I mean, that song is really not that sophisticated. I mean, you can easily make that in GarageBand. Um, but yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it, really. I also think it was really interesting that John Mayer actually played a role in GarageBand. You can see this Instagram post from him right here, where he was actually there when they unveiled it back in 2004. And I mean, I don't know, there's something about that that's kind of cool. I didn't realize he was so intimately involved in it, but it's cool. And I guess another thing that's worth mentioning is that I read in the Rolling Stone article that apparently they don't even mean for GarageBand to be kind of like a streamed down or a dumbed down version of Logic Pro. It's just kind of it has the same functionalities. It's just like they take away some of the sophistication just to make it more accessible to beginners. And I thought that was kind of cool. And yeah, you know what? I guess that's really all I have to say on the matter. I hope I hope you found this interesting. I recommend checking out the article at garagebandprofessional.com slash can you use, or excuse me, can GarageBand be used professionally? I'll put the link in the video description as usual. But anyway, I guess that's it for next time, and I'll see you around.